Hi, this video is about Toddler Milestone 3 and is going to feature a lesson on how to teach your child letters. And there's a trick to teaching your child letters, and I'm going to be showing that off in this video. So what I've been doing with this video series is talking about the work I've been doing about the developmental cycles that children go through, where at age-related times they fall apart. They become very irritating to deal with, they whine a lot, but that all of this irritating behavior is actually internal growth, and that there's a new ability on the other side. And I've been showing how you can use an understanding of these cycles to help nurture your child's development. In this series, I picked reading to show this off. This is the idea behind my book series about this, which is misbehavior is growth. So, Toddler Milestone 3 features This one is going to be about teaching them letters, because Toddler Milestone 3, I'd like to show it to you, is one called Symbolic Thought. So Toddler Milestone 3 starts at 21 months, 1 week. It gets to be its most intense at 21 months, 3 weeks, ends at 22 months. Some of the behaviors are they are clingy, they only want their primary caregiver, they stall at nap time, they become picky, they always want their blanket or a stuffed animal. They might hit or throw. So if you're dealing with that, hang in there. I know that these behaviors are hard to deal with, but the idea behind misbehavior is growth is that's your cue that there's something growing in your child that you can be there to help nurture. And I think all that behavior where they grab parents and want to bring them closer is a bid for connection. They're saying, I need to learn things. And so here's a reading activity that you can do. So Toddler Milestone 3 is symbolic thought, and they start to understand the idea of abstract symbols, that symbols represent something other than what they actually are. So this is a great one to do a letter activity, to start to learn letters. So in the last video, I had talked about a vocabulary building lesson where you can just point to words like cat and pig and just point to them and take them through the 3 stages of learning, and they'll learn them. I found that was not the case with letters. I tried to just point to the letter A and say this is A, and then ask them the next day which one's A, and I just found that it went nowhere. These drawn symbols seem to be a little bit more difficult for a child to understand. There needs to be more of an assist to teach them letters. And so here is the trick, because there is a trick to it. And so this milestone has 2 activities, but they're highly related. So this is the trick. You do a concrete to abstract matching activity. That's a lot of words, but all that means is taking something physical. What I have here is a square puzzle piece off of a shapes puzzle piece, and you match it to its drawn representation like this. This is an activity you would find in a Montessori classroom. If you fill the shape in, it helps the child match it better. You could have several objects colored in. And what this is doing is it's drawing the child into a book and to pictures and letting them know that this square means something. It's not just a random scribble on a page, it actually represents something. And you don't have to do it real exact like this either. I think the benefit of it is still retained if you do something more, not quite as exact, such as matching a Cinderella doll to her picture in a book. Again, you're drawing them into the book and showing that these pictures and symbols mean something. So that's the first activity. Here's the second activity in order to teach letters themselves. So you might not have to do that first one. It's a fun activity. I like doing it. I think you'll find a child somewhere between 22 months and 24 months will probably enjoy doing it. But to teach letters, I have a letter puzzle here. And what you could do, if you wanted, is you could take a movable letter like this and match it to its drawn representation. Or an alphabet book that features all the letters, 1 per page, and match it. That's how I taught my first child how to understand letters. And he did understand letters around 2 years old. But I preferred for my second child, I wanted to make it even easier for her, and so I actually bought this letter puzzle. And by the way, this letter puzzle has seen 2 children's worth of use. It's seen some abuse. Misbehavior is growth, right? So I prefer this letter puzzle because they have to orient the letter correctly. They can't put it in like this or like this. And it's not that it's bad if they orient it correctly, but this helps them to position it correctly. So the other reason why I like this letter puzzle is because then all the letters are in one place. And what you can do, so first of all, they need to do these type of activities before you point to this and say A. They need to have done and worked with the shapes first. So what you can do with them all in one place is point to them and say A, B, C, and but you can also sing the alphabet song. So it's A, B, C, D, and this acts as its own control of error. So if they're struggling with remembering the letters, they can remember the song, and they can go A, and then what's next? B. So it's like that. So that's why I prefer a letter puzzle. So in a Montessori school, they would not teach the letter names first, and they don't really teach letters this way. Typically, like if you read her work, they teach letters by first introducing sandpaper letters at older ages. I personally found my children would not do the sandpaper letters. They just didn't like the feel of it. Maybe it bored them, I don't know. But in a Montessori school, they would teach the letter sounds before the letter names. So A would not be presented as A, it would be presented as A. I didn't do this, and one reason why I didn't do that is because for the reason that you can use the alphabet song to help teach them letters. That acts as the control of error, it gets them used to the idea of letters. And I didn't find this to be a problem. I find children can understand that a cow is identified by the word cow and says moo, and a letter is, for instance, the letter A and says A. So when you go to teach them how to read letters, switch over to the letter sounds. And by the way, in the very next video I'll be talking about introducing sounds as well. And when they have a huge memory expansion, they can hold on to the idea of the letter name and the sound and the capital and the lowercase. They can hold on to all of it. It's pretty impressive, actually. So, but before you move on with any other letters, they have to be familiar with abstract symbols. They had to have done some type of lesson like this, whether you do a letter puzzle or you match it to the book. They had to have physically held a letter. They had to have physically held a letter before you go on to any other of the other lessons that I'm going to be doing. So, please tell me what your thoughts are. The thing I want to know the most is this lesson easy? Do you feel confident in teaching letters to your child after this lesson? That's what I really want to know. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Please like this video. Please share my video with anyone who's struggling with reading, because I'm going to have many other ideas that are just as easy, and you're going to see how simple and straightforward it can be to teach your child how to read at very young ages. And by the way, if your child doesn't take to this lesson, please put it away. Please wait until they're interested. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and come check out my book, Misbehavior is Growth, An Observant Parent's Guide to the Toddler Years. This goes up to the age of 3. It has this reading program in it, up to the lessons I have up to the age of 3, and a lot more. Thanks for watching.